Good evening, everyone. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Mustang Field for Homecoming Night 2025. Please welcome our guests from Oviedo High School. They are the Lions. And they'll be taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Before we begin our game this evening, we invite you to please stand and remove your hats as we honor America with a presentation of colors by the cadets of Wekiva High School's Air Force Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, followed by the playing of our national anthem by the Pride of Wekiva, your Mustang Marching Band. Our thanks, as always, to the marching band and the cadets of the AFGROTC for their participation in tonight's pregame festivities. This is week 6 of season 19 here at Mustang Field, the Lions versus the Mustangs. For those of you here in the stadium, if you have friends and family back in Oviedo, elsewhere in Apopka, or anywhere in the world and they were not able to join us in person, for tonight's contest, make sure you send them to either of two places. We're on nfhsnetwork.com. We are also on YouTube. So if you're a member of NFHS Network, awesome. If you're not, no problem. You can watch us for free online on YouTube. The channel name is Wekiva Sports. Just open up the YouTube app on your favorite computer, smart TV, or mobile device, and search for Wekiva Sports. We should come right up. And we want to welcome those of you who have done just that. My name is Mark Varchi, the voice of the Mustangs, and Sports Information Director here at Wekiva High School. And I am joined tonight by Neil Fisher, writer for the Apopka Chief, and a longtime Apopka sports journalist. And we're going to welcome the team on the field. Please welcome to the field, your Wekiva High School Mustangs.
So once again, Mark, thank you for the introduction. And of course, as always, as you've been doing for 18 years now, excellent job of the pregame festivities. Of course, if you've been following Wekiva football this season, you know this is another opportunity for the Mustangs to put together, get some learning in, performance where they're getting some learning in. A very young team, only 3 players returning from last season. Only 3 players on this year's team with any varsity level experience. And if you follow high school football in the state of Florida, of course, Oviedo, one of those teams that they're not just expecting to get into the playoffs every year. They expect to make a deep and long run into it. This year, a so-so start, at least record-wise, 2-2, coming in with a loss to Bishop Moore in their opening game. Then a victory against Sickles out in Tampa, Florida. They then lost to Lake Brantley, and last week, the last outing, they defeated Lyman.
As we prepare for tonight's game and the team captains take midfield, we'll take this opportunity to thank the officials for tonight's game. They are referee Kerry Jackson, umpire Jacob Walton, head linesman Gary Chapowski, line judge John Durden, back judge Keith Haight, and electronic clock operator Marcel Thomas of the Central Florida Officials Association here in Orlando. We thank them for their dedicated service to our high school athletic programs and join them along with our participating schools, reminding everyone to make great sportsmanship a part of this and every athletic competition.
And so, Mark, when you look at the stats, as we mentioned, Wekiva with a 1-4 record.
The Lions have won the toss and have elected to receive. That will give them the opening possession of tonight's game.
Oviedo coming in at 2-2, so obviously nothing spectacular, but certainly 2-2, better than 1-4. But when you look at the points scored, Oviedo, a very spectacular, very gaudy 45.5 points per game. Quite frankly, so far they've been winning and losing in shootouts, giving up 30.5 points. So 45.5 points scored, 30.5 giving up. And then you look at Wekiva, on the other hand, they're scoring only 8 points per game.
And now we welcome to the field our guests for tonight's game, the Oviedo Lions.
So Wekiva giving up 38 points per game while scoring only 8.5. So certainly the favorite coming in tonight is Oviedo when you look at just the records and the points scored and given up. But hey, Mark, like they say, you gotta play the game first. Also want to point out that this is a district rivalry, a district competition. Both teams member of Class 6A District 4. And the opener for both these teams in district action, Mark.
So Neil, obviously, homecoming night has a little extra significance to us in terms of the sentimentality. Wekiva has a little extra incentive to bring home the W. However, again, as you mentioned, if you just look at the paper would favor Oviedo in this game. On the basis of that, Wekiva has difficulty with their starting lineup. They have promoted a lot of junior players. In fact, they did not play a JV game this week because they did not have enough players to field both programs due to injuries and other challenges that they have with the roster. So, again, as we talked about during the it's not a matter of
A lack of effort.
Number 21, Chris Mondo on the return for Oviedo, and that is into Mustang territory. The ball is spotted at the Wekiva 43-yard line, and that is where the Lions will start their drive.
So as I mentioned, Oviedo, of course, a team that not only has expectations of getting into the playoffs every year, but expectations of winning and making a deep run into the playoffs. And that always, you look at any level, starts with the quarterback, at least the starting point. No different this year as number 15, Sebastian Galliano, the 6-foot junior, 195 pounds under center, and they'll begin their night on the Wekiva side of the field at the 44 to be exact. The pitch over to number 8, Kyle Olson. He swings it out to the right, about 6 yards, maybe 7. As you can hear the band and see the band right in front of us. Actually, you can't see it, but you probably can hear the band. They're going to be integral to halftime with the homecoming.
Scores on the carry for 8.
And now we go to the left side with Olson, and he finds even bigger ground there. So 2 plays and about 25 yards.
That is enough for a Lions first down. And puts the ball at the 20, make it the 18-yard line. First and 10 Lions.
So 25 yards on 2 carries, and they'll keep going with what works. This time it's Donahue. He pounds on that left side, and it looks like they're inside the 10-yard line.
Jordan Donahue on the carry. That will move the ball down to about the 6-yard line and bring up first and goal for the Lions.
So, Mark, we haven't even had a chance to get our seats warm, and already a familiar sight. As straight up the middle, a skip, a hop, and Brock Joyce.
Joyce up the middle for a Lion touchdown. 11 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, and again, Mark, that's something that takes some experience to be able to acclimate to, and as of course we've pointed out, Wekiva not having any.
Made to Brock Joyce, and he is into the end zone for a 2-point try. And makes it an 8-0 score with 11 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
And Wekiva, and just to finish my point, Wekiva just not having any opportunity to gain that experience with only 3 players with varsity experience. So. Yeah, a very explosive start. No, it was.
But it was just very effective and very fast.
Yeah, 2 plays, student body outside, and the 2 other plays straight up the middle.
Yeah, I mean these are the first 4 plays in Madden NFL that you can choose from. There's nothing particularly clever about them. They were just very clean, very well executed, and very effective. So very conventional opening drive for Oviedo. It gets points on the board in under a minute on the game clock, and now Wekiva will be poised to respond. I mean, something you and I talked about before the game, Oviedo has excellent stats in points scored, but their stats are somewhat lacking when it comes to points allowed. So
yeah, they're winning.
Wekiva is going to be able to compete in this game. It is probably as a high-scoring game. That is Wekiva's best chance, and so we'll see if the Wekiva offense is able to respond.
The Mustangs will be starting this drive from their own 26-yard line.
Yeah, and last week, Mark, I guess if you're going to have this situation you mentioned, to be specific, Vito scoring 45.5 points, giving up 30.5. This is certainly the game that you want to come in if you're Wekiva. Last week they did show some semblance of being able to move the ball, inside the Panthers' 40-yard lines 5 times. They were unable to score on 4 of those 5 as turnovers was the reason why. And their first play is what we've seen all season, just trying to pound and ground behind your guards and tackles, just a couple of yards.
Mustang carry by Chris Jones. No gain on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs from their own 26.
So back in that 1-back set. Didn't really have a chance to explain much about how Oviedo runs their offense. We'll get back to that. That's how quick that first possession was. Again, they tried that right side, nothing doing there. The front four of Oviedo collapsing quickly on the offensive line and then back
Chris
to the
Jones on
backfield.
carry. The ball briefly came loose, but it is recovered by the Mustangs. That was number 75, Jeremiah Allen, that saved it for the Mustangs. However, it does result in a loss of 7 yards. It pulls the ball back to the 18-yard line for 3rd and 18.
And something else we've seen a lot, I did want to point out, again, I didn't get a chance to really talk about Oviedo's offense or Wekiva's defense, but throughout this season, starting point in terms of them being in a hole is the fact that the opposing offense keeps getting excellent starting field position. More than half of them starting on Wekiva's side of the field saw that again, and we're seeing the opposite with Wekiva always starting inside their own 20, and then of course a 7-yard loss. All that is going to always equal like 19 out of 20 times 3rd and long, which we're seeing yet again here.
Jukes on the carry, that's going further backwards for the Mustangs. That puts the ball at the 13-yard line for a loss of 5. It brings up 4th and 23.
Jukes isn't on the roster anymore, remember? Last week, I think it's Sessler.
Excuse me, that's Sessler.
I'm not sure if Sessler's wearing 4, but I know Jukes isn't on the team anymore. So Wekiva will have to punt out of the end zone. They do get the roll there, but rolls right up into Solomon, who hops, skips, and scoots down that right sideline. And once again, even better starting field position for Oviedo inside the Wekiva 25-yard line. We're still early, not even halfway through the first quarter.
Solomon on the return for the Lions, and he has the ball back to the 15-yard line. That's where Oviedo will start.
So even better than it originally appeared from up here in the press box. Thought it was around the 20, and as you just heard Mark say, my partner and public address announcer.
So that's actually a net of 2 yards for Wekiva.
And Oviedo will go to work. Galliano, their quarterback, yet to throw a pass, but he is completing 41 of 64 passes, 860 yards. It's a 64% completion. 21 yards per completion, 215 per game.
Brock Joyce on the carry for the Lions. Puts the ball at the 3rd, make it the 12-yard line, brings up 2nd and 7.
And he's thrown only 3 touchdowns, but no INTs. There's his first pass of the game right off the hands of Galarza. And so Wekiva, because of Oviedo's mistake, does hold.
For Emiliano Galarza falls incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Lions.
So first 3rd down being faced by Oviedo. As they again set up in that no-huddle offense. They're pretty balanced, about 50-50 run pass. Empty the backfield, the Utah pass up ahead to Solomon, trying to swing around left, and he avoids the tackles. Excellent job by the guard and the tackle, clearing off the lane, and a 14-0 lead for Oviedo, 7 minutes in.
Number 6, Deshaun Febris, is into the end zone for a 7-yard touchdown run.
So actually, excuse me, as you heard Mark just say, it was actually number 6, Deshaun Febris, the 6', 190-pound senior receiver. And again, that play starting point as they go again for the 2 PAT, and looks like they're in. Started with excellent blocking on that left side.
Into the end zone for a 2-point conversion. Makes it a 16-0 game with 7 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
And Mark, again, less than 2 minutes on both these scoring drives. Of course, as I pointed out, you don't have to eat up as much clock when you're starting on your opponent's side of the field.
Oh, yeah, field position has been huge, and then just the fact that
so far Wekiva's defense has proven relatively ineffective against even conventional plays from the Lions. As you mentioned, running up the middle, the outside corner routes. They finally did put a couple of passes into the rotation, although that really didn't even make a difference.
Just
the one, and it wasn't completed.
And the only reason that that there wasn't at least a 6 or 7 yard gain was because the receiver dropped the pass. Galliano throwing the ball right into the hands of the receiver. But the end result, as you said, Mark, is they scored regardless of the one play that they did not gain yards on. So Wekiva try again, though. They will not have that opportunity. Straight up the middle, and now the fumble. And 4 possessions, 3 of which have been Oviedo's, and all 3 starting.
The return is fumbled and is picked up by number 10, Lorenzo Ferguson. So the Lions remain on offense and start on the Mustang side of the field at the 33-yard line.
So the worst starting position for Oviedo now. It's been the Wekiva 43-yard line. They keep it on the ground, continue to slash and gash. This time the quarterback draw.
Carry by Sebastian Galliano. That advances the ball to the 25-yard line for a pickup of 8, and it brings up 2nd and 2 for the Lions.
So certainly, as we mentioned from the beginning, Oviedo the heavy favorite coming into this game, and something you see from teams that have expectations of making deep runs into the playoffs, they're taking care of business. And to be honest, Wekiva, as we mentioned, even though they're an underdog perhaps because of homecoming, they're just not playing as well as they have in the last couple of games. As there's a tip, nice play along that right sideline, getting a hand on there. That was, I believe, Matthew Beecham, number 9.
Pass intended for Emiliano Galarza falls incomplete, and that will bring up 3rd and 2 for the Lions.
So the last possession, Oviedo scoring on the 3rd down play. A little bit farther out this time at the 25, and they're just going to go with the shovel pass. Student body right, straight along those sidelines. Down to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and score the 3rd touchdown. That's Kamari Solomon scooting into the end zone on the 25-yard touchdown rush.
Kamari Solomon into the end zone.
So 6:40, first quarter. And now they'll go for the PAT, the kick. And no problems there.
The try by O'Brien is good. And that will extend the Lion lead to 23-0 with 6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining.
I don't know what you've been told. Wekiva's gonna take it home. I don't know what you've been told. Wekiva's gonna take it home.
So, of course, the Wekiva fans trying to ignite the team. We just heard them in front of us with the chant mark. Trying to rally the homestanding team. Down 23-0, just slightly past the halfway point of quarter number 1 against this Oviedo powerhouse team. The band trying to do the same too, playing the Notre Dame fight song to our right.
So now we will see if the Mustangs, on 3rd time's a charm. It's taken near the goal line for the Mustangs by Matthew Beecham. And he moseys his way up to about the 21 or 22.
So didn't even get an opportunity to talk about getting more into detail about the youth and inexperience of Wekiva, but of course last week they started Jaden Robinson. He was the JV quarterback for, I believe, the first 3 games, and he was expecting to be the JV quarterback throughout the entire season, and that was not the case. Got the call on Monday morning, you're on the varsity now, and you're going to be starting. So getting even more specific as far as the actual names, it's not just an issue in total amount, but of course we talk about it all the time. Just like a pitcher in baseball, he touches the ball on every pitch. The play starts and ends with the pitcher. The same's true of the quarterback. And we have a quarterback who made his first JV start last week. And actually, I do not see Robinson out there tonight, so. And it's actually
As
number
we come back
12.
from the midpoint of the first quarter, we have paused for our official timeout on the water break. And the Mustangs' opening play of this drive is from Xavier Gates. That'll be a loss of 1. Takes the ball to the 20-yard line, 2nd and 11.
So Wekiva has tried 4 running plays now with, I think the most they've gained is 3 yards. Line them up again, and they'll go with the 1-back set. This time, though, the running back lining up behind our quarterback. 23-0 lead for Oviedo. Again, trying that right side. They've run 5 rushing plays all to the right side. Wekiva.
Mustang run by Chris Jones. No gain on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 11 for Wekiva from their own 20-yard line.
So Wekiva now in another 3rd and long situation. 12 to be exact, as there was some lightning. I believe that was lightning over there to the left out of the 1-back set. And down goes Robinson. Offensive line collapsing from the start.
Harrington is sacked by number 13, Juan Carlos Payano. That pulls the ball all the way back to the 10-yard line. And we'll bring up 4th and 21 for the Mustangs.
And here's another area where Wekiva has struggled, and that is on the punting unit. Neil, you and I have seen multiple situations where Wekiva has netted essentially no yards or very few yards.
Yeah, and that, of course, almost a block. We've seen several of those this season. Solomon takes it, and a nice job by the coverage, taking him down, only a 5-yard gain, but there was a flag.
Flag on the play. Holding is called against Oviedo.
Actually our first penalty of the game, and that will put the ball back at the Wekiva. Let's see, not sure exactly where the ref's marking it off.
That places the ball at the 35-yard line of Mustang territory, and that's enough for a Mustang first down.
First down of the game for Wekiva. still very short minimal gains as Wekiva continues to pound the ground. So Oviedo continues to run that ball up the middle, escaping the initial contact. That's Donahue, and excuse me, that was a pass.
Pass is complete to Jordan Donahue. That is down to about the 15-yard line for a first down.
So an 18-yard gain, and Oviedo looking to up that 23-0 lead. And there they do it. Running that student body left, Brock Joyce scooting in from 18 yards, 15 yards, and a 29-0
touchdown run
lead.
for number 2, Brock Joyce.
So O'Brien on again, 2:40 remaining first quarter.
When all say all, you say day. All. Day. All. Day.
And Point crosses the uprights as well as the lower bar, and a 30-0 lead for Oviedo. 2:40 remaining in the first quarter. Of course, stick around. Homecoming, the king and queen will be crowned, announced and crowned. My partner, the man to my right, Mark Barchi, will be handling the master of ceremonies, as he always does. And we also have a visitor, Mark, just to our left, the Mustang. Our beloved Mustang has made his entrance here to this side of the field while we await the kickoff. Try to get something going on offense. And a solid return, best of the game so far for Wekiva. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Wekiva at the 36-yard line. So once again, Manley leading the offense out. And actually, excuse me, Manley is no longer under center. Can't see who's under center now. Well, actually, it's a shotgun. So Wekiva will try to put together a couple first downs. And minimal, now they're trying that left side, the attack. And number 4, I believe that's Sessler, has taken over the quarterback duties. So once again, thank you for joining us on this Friday night. We hope you enjoy the broadcast, at least the quality of the broadcast, as much as Mark and our broadcasting students and me do, bringing it to you, obviously. We wish we could bring a more competitive game to you at this point. Unfortunately, we do not have control over that. And now we're going to get about a 5-yard gain that was Sessler doing a nice job of weaving and wheeling from the quarterback position.
Sessler on the carry for the Mustangs. He's taken down by Evan Sorkis after a pickup of 6 yards. That puts the ball at the 36-yard line.
So the longest gain of the night for Wekiva as we approach the end of the first quarter. Once again, homecoming week. Of course, one of the highlights is always the crowning of the king and queen during halftime of the football game. Out of that one back set, the pass now. And that was a completion to Dominique Walker. And that was actually Josiah Arrington under center throwing
Walker
that pass.
on the carry from, the reception from Arrington. That is good for a pickup of 2 yards on forward progress to the 38-yard line. Brings up 3rd and 2 for the Mustangs.
So the coaching staff go.
Go to the live chat, you can probably see, as you mentioned earlier, we are seeing some lightning in the distance. Now, as long as that stays at least 8 miles away, we're in good shape. Otherwise, we're crossing our fingers that we don't have any game delays tonight, because this is already going to be a late one on account of the fact that our halftime festivities are going to be preempted and pushed to post-game due to the crowning of the king and queen that you alluded to earlier.
That takes us to the end of the first quarter. It's 30-point lead for the Lions at the end of 12 minutes here. Week 6 of season 19 from Mustang Field on homecoming night.
Back with more. We're doing homecoming at halftime, but the halftime performance will be happening.
We'll be right back, y'all. Welcome back to Mustang Field. Start of the second quarter here. Number 4, Sessler on the carry. That puts the ball at the 38-yard line for no gain. And that turns the ball over on downs to the Lions.
Pass intended for Deshaun Fevers falls incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Lions.
Mustangs come up with the turnover. That gives the ball to Wekiva at their own 42-yard line. So apologies, we had a little glitch with the camera work there, and so I apologize we did not get that turnover on camera, but nevertheless, finally some good news for Wekiva as we get a screen, and that looked like it was going to be something for nothing there, but a little bit of yardage after the catch, and that is for Bakery Manley on the reception, and that'll pick up 2. Brings up 3rd and 8 for the Mustangs from their own 44-yard line.
Carlos Payano deflects the pass and it falls incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 8 for the Mustangs.
Despite the good news of the turnover, Mustangs not able really to do anything.
No, Mark. Give the Oviedo defense credit. You know, they needed to come up big there to keep the momentum, and that's exactly what they did. Wekiva was still unable to come up with really any explosive plays. Longest gain now still 6 yards. On the QB draw. See if we can get the punt off. They're going to fake it. Well, when I say fake it, obviously they didn't punt it. I'm not sure if it was planned to fake or not, but
Ball is snapped to Beasley,
nowhere to
who does
go.
not punt. He's tackled by Lorenzo Ferguson for a loss. And that'll move the ball to the 35-yard line and turn the ball over on downs to the Lions.
So Neil, I don't know what we were trying to do there, but I don't think it was that. So now, you know, their first snap.
Pass intended for Kamari Solomon falls incomplete, and we have a flag on the play. Sideline warning. There's no penalty assessed for that on the first offense, and so it will be the play stands as it was. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
Continuing to see some lightning in the sky in the distance, but again, as long as it stays 8 miles away from us, it's just pretty background effects.
Johnny Cobbs on the carry. Gates has the stop for the Mustangs. That's good for a pickup of 4 yards. Brings up 3rd and 6 from the Mustang 31. And the Mustangs request their first timeout of the first half.
Back with more from Mustang Field in a moment.
Tell him, look where it is.
While we're paused here for a break, I am getting some intermittent notices. It seems like our connection strength here in the press box is going in and out. It looks like it's pretty strong right now, but occasionally it gets a little weaker. So let us know in the chat on YouTube if the stream quality is getting too poor, if you're seeing frame skips or a lot of buffering on the video. And what we can do is we can reduce the quality. We can go from 1080 full high definition down to 720, and that usually will help. So the light show continues in the sky here at Mustang Field, but so far it is all to the east of us, at least from what we can see here in the press box. Number one, what are you doing? You're floating into the sky over there. Camera 1 looks good. Camera 2 looks good.
Flag on the play. On the Lions carry, that moves the ball up to the 13-yard line for a Lion first down. Direct snap to Sebastian Galliano that then comes back to Brock Joyce, who trots into the end zone for a Lion touchdown. Flag on the play. Holding is called against the Lion offense. Well, no, it can't have been holding because that would have pulled the ball further back than that. But nevertheless, the touchdown comes back. Not for long, though. Once again, it is Brock Joyce into the end zone for the Lions. So one way or the other, Brock Joyce is going to get credit for that touchdown. It's just a matter of exactly how many yards it was for. Try is good, and so that'll make it a 37-0 lead for the Lions with 9 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the second half. The kicker is wearing number 88. Now, number 88 is not on the Lions roster, but 82 is Patrick O'Brien and is listed as the kicker and punter of record, so we're going to assume that that was O'Brien on that try.
Here's the kick from O'Brien. Mustang return by Bakery Manley after the kickoff by Patrick O'Brien. He takes it from the 10 up to about the 30-yard line for a return of about 20 yards. Mustangs take over from there with 1st and 10. 9 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the first half. Don't forget, stay right where you are at halftime. We're going to have the presentation of the homecoming court. And then if you are here to see the bands perform, we don't blame you. But you will have to wait until after the game. The halftime shows will be preempted and moved after the game. So make sure you stick around for that. Low snap is recovered by Chris Jones, so it will stay with the Mustangs, but it is a loss of 1 to the 29-yard line, brings up 2nd and 11.
Pass incomplete. That brings up 3rd and 11 for the Mustangs from their own 29-yard line. Pass is intended for Bakery Manley, but it's broken up by Kyle Olson and dropped. That will bring on 4th and 11 for the Mustangs.
So now Wekiva again caught between a rock and a hard place. They are deep in their own territory. Punting has not been effective tonight. I think they netted 2 yards on their last punting attempt. But traditional offense trying to go for the 4th down conversion has not been particularly successful either. So unless Wekiva is able to change their fortunes from what we've seen so far, they're about to give Oviedo particularly outstanding field position. The Mustangs again fake the punt, and this time it works out for them. Number 9, Matthew Beecham, again does not punt, and this time takes the outside corner and picks up not just the 11 yards he needed, but a bit more for Mustang. 1st down. Well, you'd like to think Oviedo would have seen that coming, given that it's exactly the same thing Wekiva tried in the last time they faced 4th and long, but nevertheless, this time it succeeds for Wekiva, and that's actually one of their biggest gains of the night, if not their biggest. Starts to improve the 1st down ratio between the two teams by at least a little bit, and Wekiva is in Lion territory, which is not familiar territory for them so far this evening. This play is over before it starts. Timeout Mustangs. Wekiva requests their 2nd timeout of the 1st half. Be right back.
Once again, we want to remind everybody that we have homecoming festivities coming up right at halftime, so don't go anywhere. I have the script in front of me, and I have a sealed text message revealing the winner of this year's Homecoming King and Queen. See, back in the old days, we used to do it in a sealed envelope. Now it's just a text message that I don't open. Intercepted. Pass is intercepted by Kamari Solomon, and that will turn the ball over to the Lions, who get it right back into Mustang territory at the 40-yard line. So just when Mustang Nation was ready to celebrate something going their way with the 4th down conversion on the fake punt, very next play, after the timeout, I should add, where Wekiva had all the time in the world to design exactly what they wanted out of that play, and it turns into an INT. Sebastian Galliano on the QB keeper. He slides down to the 35-yard line for a pickup of 5. That'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Lions. Make it 2nd and 6. Pass is complete to Kamari Solomon. And he skates his way down to the 24-yard line for a pickup of 12 and a Lion first down. After faking the handoff to Johnny Cobbs, Emiliano Galarza instead will take the ball all 24 yards into the end zone for the Oviedo touchdown. Kick is up and good from Patrick O'Brien, and that makes it 44-0 with 6 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And that's close enough to the midpoint of the second quarter that we will call for that as our official timeout.
Flag on the play. Dead ball, personal foul. Unnecessary roughness called against the Mustangs. That'll be a 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. Or in this case, half the distance to the goal since it was within the 30-yard line. And that will put the ball at the 14. First and 10 Mustangs. Mustang carry by number 21, Chris Jones. He has the ball up to the 22-yard line. That's a pickup of 8 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 2.
Mustangs pick up the first down on the carry, ball down the 25-yard line. Xavier Gates on the carry, that's good for a pickup of 4 yards. That puts the ball at the 29-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up for Wekiva.
I'm assuming I'm only announcing King and Queen because they gave me results for Prince and Princess, but there are only one Prince and Princess, so that's not really a...
I think you're supposed to list it on all of them, because
Well,
everyone's
yes,
here.
yes, I'm going to, but when it comes like the results, there isn't a result for Prince and Princess because there's only one each. So,
Oh yeah, I think you're...
so I'm not going to read that again.
Yeah.
It's only for the King and Queen that I'm going to read what they said. Loss of 1 on the play. That brings the ball back to the 30-yard line. Fourth and 5 coming up for Wekiva. Pass falls incomplete. That turns the ball over on downs to the Lions. Pass is complete to Sean Febris, and he is into the end zone for a 30-yard touchdown completion on the first play of the drive. It almost looked like Wekiva had checked out of that play and thought it was over. It looked like that pass was almost dropped. There is a penalty marker down right at the 1-yard line. You can see it there. Personal foul, horse collar. So the touchdown will stand. Try is good from Patrick O'Brien. 51-0 the score with 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first half.
Somebody just texted me an order, which I hope is the same as what I have.
Yeah, you're basically gonna say like you're gonna say that and then that.
It says walking order Ashley and Tyson. That's not what I have.
No, she said to just follow the paper and to do like give like a 20 to 30 second increment between everybody.
Oh, okay. Ashley, Tyson, Navigator, which is actually my last page. They're going out first, like the previous royalty. Okay, so my last page is first. Then I go to Leah, Ray, Tanelia, Madeline, Isabella, Pocono. Okay, so the only thing different than what they handed me is that the last page is first. Okay, I can work with that.
Thank you.
I see exactly how many different directions I can divide my brain. The kickoff from Patrick O'Brien is into the end zone for a touchback. That means Wekiva will start from their own 20-yard line. 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
No gain on the play. That brings up second, or make it a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9 coming up from the 21-yard line. Adrian Manley on the carry. Gain of 2 on the play. Second and 7 coming up for the Mustangs. Pass intended for Matthew Beecham falls incomplete. That brings up 4th and 7 for the Mustangs.
So Wekiva will send out Beecham again in a punt formation. Now the last 2 times Wekiva has faced 4th and long deep in their own territory, they have faked the punt and gone for it on 4th down because Beecham is not a particularly strong punter. And so why not? First time, it backfired. The second time, Wekiva actually did get the 4th down conversion against all odds. So we will see what they do this time. I would probably lay at least 3-2 odds against Wekiva actually kicking this ball, but we'll see. Well, there you go. You could have made some money.
Number 3, Amari Solomon with a kickoff return for touchdown.
Well, faking the punts is starting to seem like a better idea now.
The center, Kyle Olson, fakes the snap and tries to connect with Mason DeSoto, but the pass is incomplete, and so the try is no good. The score remains 57-0 with 26 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
So the Lions getting a little cute with the extra point attempt. And seems that may actually have not been designed that way. It almost worked for the Lions, but Kyle Olson making the best of a bad situation there. with a difficult snap. At first, it looked like that might have been a designed play, but on review, looks like that was improvised. In any case, no good, although unlikely to be impactful. That's Mitchell Digisair with the kickoff this time.
Digisair on the kickoff. Bakery Manley has the return for the Mustangs. That puts the ball at the 33-yard line of Mustang territory.
So between West Orange, Edgewater, Dr. Phillips, and now Oviedo, perhaps most severely of all, just looking at the halftime score, Wekiva now knows what challenge they have in front of them to compete at the varsity level in a very talented Central Florida region. I mean, I don't want to cast all of this on the inexperience of Wekiva. Oviedo is an elite team as we get
an interception by LaRon Hargrave.
So again, Wekiva having a kickoff return for touchdown and then an interception on the first play of the next drive. Wekiva's offense has not seen a lot of action tonight.
Oviedo takes over at the Mustang 24-yard line.
6 seconds on the clock, and
the Lions will take a knee, and that will take us to halftime here on homecoming night. Don't go anywhere. We've got homecoming festivities coming your way right after we get set up. We now invite Mr. Jonte Petty and the Pride of Wekiva, your Mustang Marching Band, as your marshals and accompaniment for tonight's homecoming festivities. And now we invite our marshals for tonight's homecoming festivities, the cadets of Wekiva's Air Force Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. We begin tonight's homecoming festivities with a presentation of our homecoming royalty from last year. Our reigning homecoming prince is Tyson Mathis, a senior whose clubs and activities include basketball, and after high school, Tyson plans to attend the University of Florida to be an orthopedic surgeon or a forensic scientist. His favorite quote is from Joshua 1:9, "The Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Joining him is our reigning homecoming princess, senior Ashley Tuzet. Involved in volleyball, weightlifting, culinary arts, Rollin College Upward Bound Trio program, and she also serves as Student Government Association Vice President here at Wekiva. After graduating, she plans to study business and one day open a non-profit organization for the homeless community. Her favorite quote comes from Proverbs 3:6, "In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths." And introducing our princess for the freshman class, Abigail Abreu. Abigail aspires to join the White House Leaders Club and has big dreams for her future. After high school, she plans to attend college and pursue a career as a film writer and director. She is escorted this evening by her mother, Ezra Meyer. Abigail's favorite quote is, "Hate has 4 letters, so does love. Enemies has 7 letters, so does friends. Lying has 5 letters, so does truth. Cry has 3 letters, so does joy. Negativity has 10, so does positivity. Life has 2 sides, so choose the better one." And now we present our princess representing the junior class. Please welcome Tamia Foster. Tamia competes in cross country, track and field, and is a member of Wekiva's weightlifting team. After high school, she plans to continue running track in college and pursue a career in real estate. She is escorted tonight by her sister Tori, mom Tamika Foster, and younger sister Trinity Foster. Her favorite verse is from Jeremiah 29, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future." Next, representing the junior class for Prince, we welcome Ray St. Fleur. Escorted by his counselor, Miss Courtney Johnson. Ray may not be involved in clubs, but he is a well-known jokester who has certainly made his mark here at Wekiva. After high school, he aspires to use his personality and creativity to become both a content creator and therapist. His favorite quote is, "Nobody can make you happy until you are happy with yourself." Our next presentation. Now we turn to the senior class and our candidates for Queen. beginning with Tanelia Palmer, a senior who serves as a girls golf manager and a member of the Journalism Club, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Lighthouse Leaders, Student Government Association, and the tennis team. Tanelia plans to attend the university to earn a degree in nursing while also minoring in family medicine. She is escorted tonight by Mr. Eugene Chavez, and her favorite scripture is, God is within her, she will not fall, from Psalm 46. Next up, representing the class of 2025, we introduce Madeline Dunn. Madeline is an active member of the Color Guard, Lighthouse Leaders, and serves as a wrestling manager. After graduating, she plans to pursue a career in law. This evening, she is proudly escorted by her mother, Lene Dunn, her stepfather, Carlos Uriarte, her grandmother, Gisela Valentin, and her brother, Gabriel Valentin. Madeline's favorite quote is, "We accept the love we think we deserve." Next up for the senior class, Isabelana Perez. Isabelana is a dedicated member of our Color Guard, active in her church, and has previously played lacrosse and served as sophomore class president. After high school, she plans to attend college and pursue a career as a cardiologist. She is escorted this evening by her mother, Isabel Perez, her father, George Perez, and her sister. Her favorite scripture is from Proverbs 16, "Commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established." And last but certainly not least, for Queen, representing the senior class, is Jemiah Coco Thomas. Jemiah is an athletic trainer, a flag football player, and a proud member of Student Government Association. After high school, she plans to attend college to become a pediatric nurse. She is escorted tonight by her parents, James Orr and Eddie Thomas. Her favorite scripture, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and uphold you with my righteous right hand." And now we turn our attention to our candidates for Homecoming King of the senior class of 2025, Noah Schreiber. Noah is a member of both the bowling team and the wrestling team, and he proudly serves within the Student Government Association. After high school, he plans to study communications in college. Noah is escorted this evening by his parents, Laura Schreiber and Julio Torres. His favorite scripture is from John 13:7, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." Once again, our homecoming royalty from last year, Tyson Mathis and Ashley Tuzet. Our court, Abigail Abreu, Tamia Foster, Ray St. Fleur. And our candidates for King and Queen, Tanelia Palmer, Madeline Dunn, Isabelana Perez, Coco Thomas, and Noah Schreiber. Your homecoming court for 2025. And now, we are pleased to present your 2025 Wekiva High School Homecoming King, Noah Schreiber. And a moment you've been waiting for, your 2025 Wekiva High School Homecoming Queen, Coco Thomas.
Can I put this here?
Hello. What prince and princess? Oh. There only what I didn't realize we were announcing that because there only are one prince and princess. So we're gonna call them. Oh, okay. I knew it.
And representing the underclassmen, your homecoming princess for 2025, Tamia Foster. And homecoming prince, Ray G. St. Clair. Once again, we congratulate our entire homecoming court, and in particular, our homecoming prince and princess, Tamia Foster and Ray G. St. Fleur, and our king and queen, Noah Shriver and Coco Thomas. Thanks also to the Air Force JROTC and the Wekiva Marching Band for their participation in tonight's festivities.
I put 3 up and ran it.
Baker Manley has the return for the Mustangs to open up the opening possession of the second half. He puts the ball at the 23-yard line. First and 10 Wekiva. Mustang carry by number 3, Xavier Gates. That's good for a pickup of 2 yards. Gets the ball at the 25-yard line for 2nd and 8. Mustang carry by Chris Jones. That advances the ball to the 30-yard line. They pick up a 5, and it brings up 3rd and 3 for the Mustangs.
You can get a little tighter if you want.
The ball comes loose, but it is picked up by Sessler. He pulls the ball back to the 27-yard line for a loss of 3 and brings up 4th and 6 for the Mustangs.
So miscue there by Wekiva. And really, not that Oviedo was doing anything wrong, but that was really Wekiva versus Wekiva there. They just missed the cue on the handoff. Unfortunately, Sessler was able to get under it and prevent it from turning into disaster. But now we will get a traditional punt and a fair catch. It's the first time we've seen that tonight.
Beecham has the punt. Fair catch is made about midfield. And so the Lions will take over from there with 1st and 10.
So, Neil, you wouldn't think that we would be praising the 48-yard line as excellent work by Wekiva backing Oviedo up, but at least they are starting on their own side of the field.
Yeah, first time tonight, I believe.
And by the way, for those of you who actually had your sound turned on at home, if it seemed a little quieter during the second quarter, that's because Neil is also the photographer, the photojournalist for tonight's game. And so he was down on the field taking pictures, so you just had me for about a quarter there. But Neil is back in the press box with me now as we get
number 2, that's Brock Joyce on the carry. There is a penalty marker in the backfield. And it is against Oviedo. And it's holding 10 yards from the previous spot. A replay of first down.
So, Neil, while you were away taking pictures, it was mostly more of the same.
Yes.
turnovers plaguing Wekiva. They did get a couple of good plays in. They had that 4th down conversion that worked out for them. And then immediately turned the ball over on the next play. We had a kickoff return for touchdown in there.
And now another long gain. That's Johnny Cobbs.
Johnny Cobbs picks up some good blocks from his offensive line, and
there is a
advances well past the first down marker. However, there is a penalty flag in the backfield. Holding called against the Lions offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. A replay of first down.
So twice in a row now, holding gets the Lions.
So, and we've talked about this throughout the 12, 13 years we've worked together here in the broadcast. Of course, we've worked together since Wekiva opened, but for the broadcast, that's a situation where the coach, Greg Odierno, he can't be happy. Yes, it's a 57-0 lead, but coaches are always thinking in terms of the next game and the next couple of games, and you never want to go into that next game rusty.
Yeah, particularly careless penalties like that. I mean, holding is at least one that's in the course of play. It's not like a dead ball penalty, but still to get 2 of them in a row is just kind of deflating. And again, it doesn't take anything away from the 57-0 scoreboard, but it's not the way you want to be playing at the end of the game. It's not the momentum you want to be carrying into the weekend as you're starting to think about the rest of your schedule.
Yeah, and there's an old saying, and it might even sound cliche to some of our audience out there. 90% of all games are lost, not won. And that's, an example there when you're committing those penalties. Obviously in this game with a 57-0 lead, but if you've got a game that's within 1 score, 1 touchdown, that's a much different story. And again, coaches aren't thinking about just what's going on at the present. They're thinking, sometimes, we're at that point where most of these coaches are now going to be thinking for the rest of the season.
Brock Joyce on the carry. Puts the ball at the 37-yard line, make it the 37.5. Pickup of 8 yards, and it brings us up 2nd and 22.
So Wekiva now with an opportunity to get off the field defensively. In the meantime, Manning going deep along that left sideline, and that was Avante Scott in coverage, and he's going to get called for a penalty.
Pass intended for Jordan Donahue is broken up by Avante Scott. There is a penalty marker in the secondary.
The only question is if it's defensive holding or pass interference. There was all kinds
pass
of
interference
contact.
is called against the Mustang defense. In high school, that's 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. So that is actually not enough for a first down, but it does advance the ball much closer.
Yeah, there's an example. You have your opponent pinned back, 22 yards to go, and now it's only 7. And of course, you get to replay the down. So now you have 2 opportunities if you're Oviedo to move the ball 7 yards. Ball at the 48 of Wekiva.
So now we're looking at 2nd and 7. So the penalty is not as severe as it is in the NFL. If you watch a lot of NFL football, defensive pass interference, the penalty is assessed at the spot of the foul with an automatic first down. That is not the case in high school, but it's still a pretty severe penalty.
And now the end around from the right to the left, and there's your first down, and that's where that penalty comes to roost.
Landon Rowdy on the carry. There's a penalty marker at the end of the play. Holding called against the Lions offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot and a replay of 2nd down.
So Neal now 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 holding calls in 5 plays. And Coach Odierno cannot be happy about that.
Yeah, so that's officially a 1-yard gain. And Wekiva getting a reprieve of sorts there. 57-0, 2:45 third quarter. We're in a running clock situation as there's a bullet from Manning over that right hash mark. Well, not quite the right hash marks. And didn't see quite who caught that, but certainly he did quite a bit of damage after the catch. It's about a 10-yard completion and then about another 7 yards.
Pass complete to Rashawn Febres. That moves the ball down to the 33-yard line of Mustang territory. And it's good for a Lions first down.
So a 17-yard gain. And as you heard Mark say, 1st and 10 for Oviedo as we are nearing the end of the third quarter.
And you know, Neil, we don't talk enough, I think, about the offensive and defensive lines because all the stats are going to your running backs and your wide receivers here who appear to be, cutting through the Wekiva defense like butter. But the reason they are doing that is because of Oviedo's offensive line and secondary clearing the path for them as we get
Corner run there by number 23, Aiden Bermudez. And that is good for a Lions first down.
There's a name we haven't heard tonight, so that tells me that Oviedo's trying to change up their lineup a little bit. Maybe getting into the second string. Yard line, picking up 16 on the carry.
Straight up the middle again. Nothing fancy, just plowing ahead.
Get a little tighter than that. I don't need to see this guy.
No, I was.
Camera 1, go tighter.
And it'll bring up 2nd and short, about 3 yards now. As the ball is down to the 9-yard line.
2nd and 2 coming up from the 9-yard line for Oviedo.
Camera 1, get tighter, please.
Hand off behind the right side into the end zone. Brock Joyce finding pay dirt.
Brock Joyce for the 9-yard touchdown run.
So again, Neil, I'll say again, the offensive line for Oviedo just creating those opportunities. I mean, don't get me wrong, Joyce, Donahue, Galarza, several of the running back Bermudez that we've seen, they're turning on the afterburners, they're getting the speed to get ahead of the Wekiva defense, they're doing what they need to do. But the reason they are able to do what they are doing is because Wekiva's defensive line has been relatively ineffective all night against the O-line. Those blocks are just connected.
Yeah, any gain that has a big impact, always the starting point is always at the line.
Yeah, and those guys you're not going to see them in the box score. You're not going to see yards and completions and ratings and things like that for them like you will for your position players, your quarterbacks, your running backs, your wide receivers. But at least in my mind, that has been, if you had to point to one factor as being the difference maker for why Oviedo has been able to have their way with the Tigers on the scoreboard, that's really it.
That takes us to the end of the third quarter. Those of you in the stadium, we want to remind you that we are in a running clock scenario, so when we say 12 minutes, we mean 12 minutes, and that is when the game will end. So if you are depending on a ride to get home from tonight's game and you have not already done so, make sure you give them a call and let them know that we are headed into the fourth quarter, and it will be exactly 12 minutes. Now, there is one opportunity that we don't necessarily want you to leave immediately after the game, because we do have some band performances that were preempted at halftime for our homecoming festivities, and so we do encourage you to stick around and enjoy those band performances. But as soon as those are done, we will be closing the facility immediately so that our administrators can get home to their families, and we appreciate your cooperation in helping us to do that. That kickoff is into the end zone for a touchback, and so the Mustangs will begin their next drive from their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, and this 64 points by Oviedo, that is a season high. Last week they scored 55 against Lyman. That was the previous high. So as you heard Mark, my partner, of course you might hear him in a couple different backgrounds. He's also our public address announcer. Matter of fact, the only PA announcer that Wekiva has ever known. But as he said, the ball is at the 20. It'll be at the, well, still at the 20, no game.
So if occasionally it sounds like my voice has a little bit more boom and echo to it, that is because sometimes the loudspeaker is on and sometimes it is not.
And so also want to give a shout out, a thank you to our broadcast production students who, of course, giving up a Friday night. And once again, we do enjoy bringing this broadcast to you. We hope you enjoy it as much as we do bringing it to you. Unfortunately, we have no control over the competitiveness. But we do hope you at least enjoy having access to the broadcast if you can't be with us live. And we do hope you enjoy the quality of the broadcast. And also want to point out to our broadcast production students, we do appreciate them, of course, not only giving up their Friday night, but having to be a part of the broadcast in, unfortunately, what has been a very sound Oviedo win. Of course, not always easy.
Sessler on the carry for 5 yards. He puts the ball at the 25-yard line and brings it 3rd and 5.
Of course, not always, of course, covering a team that's struggling, not nearly as easy to cover as a team that wins a lot. Just to finish my thought about thanking the broadcast production students, as well as Miss Apple, who, of course, allows them to come out and help us.
Absolutely, Neil. It's been a collaboration. We started with Dickerson, who was broadcast production teacher here for many years, and has continued under Apple Lee, who is running the broadcast production program now, and the students of the DVT program, which is, of course, connected with Orange Technical College.
You were looking like you didn't say anything?
Arrangements, OTC, actually being at the top of the putting in the resources, but then the curriculum is taught in the traditional high schools, and so this is an opportunity that a lot of high schools even that have OT programs are not able to provide. In the classroom, you just cannot replicate anything quite like live sports. You get one take, the game moves on with a reaction, you don't get second chances, and if you get second, you just fix it as best you can and move on.
Yeah, and I know
Number 21, Chris Jones on the carry.
As I realized that, speaking of mistakes, I had my microphone muted, so I only was talking to myself for just then. But we do want to thank Apple Lee, who is currently running the DVT program, and she builds on the work that was set up by Keith Dickerson, who ran the program before her, and her students who come out here and help us run these broadcasts and man the cameras. We're able to bring you a multi-camera broadcast, which very few schools, certainly in Florida, are doing right now. And it's an opportunity to get out of the classroom as the ball is turned over on downs here to Oviedo. You can't get this kind of education in the classroom. You can do morning announcements, you can do video editing, you can do Adobe certifications. There's a lot of cool things you can do in the DVT classroom. But one of the things you really can't replicate is the idea of doing live sports in real time, one chance to get the take. Very fast-paced and a real career opportunity. So it's a great partnership that we have between our athletic program here at Wekiva. We've been able to use some grant money as well as the royalty monies that we get from the YouTube ads that run while you're watching our videos, that get from the NFHS network. If you subscribe there, the royalties we get from that as well. We reinvest those into the program. We bought a bunch of new equipment this season as we get...
Number 26, Casey Williams, is knocked back for a loss of 2. That puts the ball at the 20-yard line.
And if I may interject, Mark, of course, my father, he used to tell me, and I'm sure anybody who's my age, if you're not aware, I'm in my mid-50s now, but certainly you reach that point probably early 30s when you start realizing what your parents were saying, that they weren't just speaking. But the greatest thing my father ever told me, even though he constantly said it over and over, which when I was in my early 30s started to finally make sense to me, was there is no more painful teacher than experience, but no better teacher than experience. And I think that really sums up what you were saying there about having this opportunity to gain the experience. You get one shot at it when it comes to live production.
Yeah, this is not a setup. This is not an academic exercise. This is a real event, and so there's nothing quite like it. You can't replicate this in a lesson plan. So you don't know what's going to happen.
So I'll also point out that it does give opportunities just in general to be successful in life. And I know it might sound cliche, but just simple things like showing up on time, and that requires a certain amount of planning and time budgeting. So, of course, both of our students who are working tonight for us, who are also student athletes on the baseball team, so they do definitely know about being part of a team, but this certainly gives you an opportunity to further gain some experience, and quite frankly, some experience outside of the athletic competition. No one can play sports forever, so.
Landon Rowdy on the outside carry. No gain on the play. That brings up 4th and 12 for the Lions.
So I would frankly be surprised to see Oviedo try to kick a field goal here.
So a 64-0 lead now for Oviedo. Going for it on 4th down, pretty much, your only option. Don't want to run up the score. And Wekiva's defense rises. They will have a turnover due to downs. And clock continues to tick. Well, actually, the clock has stopped. Wekiva will get one, maybe two more opportunities. .4:19 remaining. See if Wekiva can get a couple of first downs. Something to build on heading into next week. Solid, strong run there on first down. Showing some nifty footwork. That was Beecham.
Matthew Beecham on the carry for the Mustangs. He takes the ball to the 25-yard line, and it's enough for a Mustang. First down.
Three and a half minutes remaining from Mustang Field. Sessler takes the handoff. He'll try to do it himself and gained a couple yards after that initial contact, showing some oomph.
Sessler on the QB keep. He puts the ball at the 30-yard line for a gain of 5.
So looking ahead on the schedule, so Oviedo will go 3-2. Their next game, of course, there'll be a Seminole rivalry. That's as they travel, or they will welcome Haggerty. Then they'll also, the next week, that's October 3rd against Haggerty, October 10th, Lake Howell. Then they hit the road against University on October 17th. And then Evans, they will be back at home on October 24th, and the season comes to an end against Eustis on October 30th. That's a home game as we are approaching 2 minutes remaining. Wekiva, on the other hand, will be still searching for their second win of the season, defeating Eustis a couple weeks ago. Next Friday is a bye week, a much-needed bye week. And then they will travel over to Evans. That's something of a geographical rivalry game, maybe not quite as much of a rivalry as Apopka being in the same city, or even we mentioned last night at the volleyball game of Coe, which is
Pass
just
complete to Matthew Beecham. Chris Mondo had to stop.
Coe just 5 miles down the road, but nonetheless, Evans,
Flag on the play.
Evans, one of the closer schools, so something of a geographical rivalry. And then they will finish their district schedule, taking on Jones. That's a home game on the 17th. They will then welcome Lake Howell.
15-yard penalty against the Lions. That puts the ball at the Mustang 47-yard line, and it's good for Wekiva. First down.
Welcome Lake Howell on October 24th here at Mustang Stadium. There will also be senior night, and of course, the Tater Bowl concludes the season on October 30th. This year's game will be against Apopka. So under a minute, and certainly thought that Wekiva had made some progress. They're going to have to go back to the chalkboard after tonight's game. Certainly last week against Dr. Phillips showed some semblance of offense moving the ball. Not the case tonight. From the get-go, it was all Oviedo. And Wekiva will fall to 1-5 on the season. Oviedo will go to 4-1 as Oviedo takes another step towards what is their expectation of long runs into the playoffs. As we get some late game heroics, some late game excitement from Landon. And that pretty much, I think that will be the last play of the game. Landon Jerome with the big gain, about 40 yards. So once again, Mark.
Landon Jerome goes 40 yards downfield.
And Mark, take us to the finish line.
That will take us to the end of the ballgame. So an excellent play to end the night, but the Mustangs not able to get on the scoreboard tonight. 64-0 your final score here from Mustang Field on homecoming week. That is week 6 in the bag for Mustang football. We want to thank everyone for coming out tonight to support your Mustang and Lion athletes. Thanks also to those of you who joined us on YouTube or the NFHS network. Don't go anywhere. We've got our halftime performances that were preempted. We'll be airing those right after the conclusion of the game. We do remind you, though, that if you are depending on a ride to get home from tonight's game, please make sure they are on their way so that they will be ready to pick you up immediately after the conclusion of the band performances so that our administrators can get home to their families. We appreciate your cooperation.
wide shot. Yes. And stay with us here. We're just doing a little transition between the game and the halftime performances. Of course, our halftime performances were preempted by the homecoming festivities, so we are going to take care of that right now. Batteries out of there. This and then the other bigger one I put in the box. You could probably charge those the next time. There should be 8 total batteries.
Present.
Just let me know whenever you need to turn your headset on.
I'm just waiting. I guess thumbs up from my band director.
he up top? He is. Can you ask him if he has a script? Because Jonathan never sent me one. I do not have it memorized.
We're ready.
Yeah, go and put the headset on me. I'll turn it on.
Good evening. Now entering the field is the Oviedo High School Marching Lions under the direction of Zach Chowning. Oviedo's show is entitled Colony 1, written and arranged by Zach Chowning, Mitchell Beckman, and Zach Martins. Songs include Apocalypse Please, Firebird Suite, and Revolution. Drum majors Thomas Hudson, Caroline Mann, and Sophia Askew. Is your band ready? Oviedo Marching Lions, you may now take the field for your halftime performance.
Presenting their program, Colony 1, the FFCC is proud to present the Oviedo High School Marching Band. Declare this emergency. Come on and spread a sense of urgency and pull us through. And pull us through. And this is the end.
Our thanks to the Oviedo Marching Band. Congratulations to them.
I was gonna say, I can attach a shotgun mic to one of those wireless cameras if you want to turn it back on and just get them to talk right into it. You hear them. No, that's not.
That does it for Homecoming Night 2025. Thank you to everyone who came out, particularly those who participated in tonight's festivities. Thanks for all of our fans who came out to support your Lion and Mustang athletes tonight. Thanks also to those of you who tuned in on YouTube or the NFHS network. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube at Wekiva Sports. Bookmark WekivaMustangs.com for all of your scores, schedules, and more. For those of you here in the stadium, please drive carefully and arrive home safely. Those of you listening online, we hope that you will subscribe. Before you go, we will see you for senior night against Jones, but we also have some volleyball here at home between now and then, so we hope that you'll join us for that as well. Until next time, for Neil Fisher, this is Mark Parshey, the voice of the Mustangs, wishing you a good night and a great weekend. Good night from Mustang Field.